The history of strange product placement, weird celebrity cameos, and confusing real-world products that the Call of Duty family of games have released to the public is insane. Everything from lead-poisoned useless items, night vision goggles, all the way to Rico case-charge wrappers have been marketed and placed in various campaigns of the Call of Duty franchise. This video is going to be an in-depth look at the most insane and honestly downright confusing things the Call of Duty franchise has ever released through its over 20-year tenure from being in the gaming space. For the up-and-coming release of the 2010 Call of Duty Black Ops game, the Treyarch and Raven Studios partnered up with Jeep, the car company, to come out with a limited edition run of their Jeep Wrangler, calling it the Call of Duty Black Ops Edition. This Jeep Wrangler came in a special, deep black paint and a plethora of Black Ops decals layered all over the vehicle. Jeep produced only 1,000 Black Ops variants. A two-door Jeep was sold for $30,625, and a four-door variant was sold for $33,500. Adjusted for inflation, that's $42,000 and $46,000 today. The following year, the Jeeps did not end there. In 2011, Jeep followed up on its Call of Duty Jeeps by releasing an even more limited 200 new units for the up-and-coming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 title. This time, the Jeeps would be finished in a polished white and were added on with Mopar Performance Edition trim pieces and bright neon green Modern Warfare 3 decals. This model sold at an even more expensive price of $36,000 for the two-door and $40,000 for the four-door. Adjusted for inflation, that's $51,000 and $55,000. Jeep states that every model was sold out when it released, adding that even with dealer markups of upwards of $10,000 had zero effect on the demand for the Jeeps, meaning that somewhere out there, someone paid upwards of $70,000, adjusted for inflation, for a Call of Duty branded Jeep. I feel like this one flew underneath everybody's radar. With Call of Duty rolling out Warzone, they did what they did in years past and produced a flashy commercial that would put Michael Bay to shame. Jam-packed with celebrities to entice fans, and the niche reference here and there. This time, they just added one more niche reference, a little bit more unknowingly. The video, having been produced and released in 2021, is safe to say that the producers had zero prior knowledge of the irony about to play out. In the said video, rapper Young Thug and associate Gunna are seen actively jumping out of a building, shooting firearms out of a helicopter, seemingly taking part in some very mischievous activities, while flying away and having the building explode directly behind them. Ironically enough, less than a year later, both would be sent to jail, as rapper Young Thug was charged with violating the Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act, aka RICO, with also allegations of murder, weapons charges, armed robbery, and more. Young Thug was released earlier this year after changing his plea to guilty, and the case still holds as Georgia's longest-running criminal trial. Gunna was also charged with racketeering charges and is currently out of jail, pleading guilty and serving a sentence in the form of community service. With the release of any game, a bundle of collector's items and steel boxes have always been the norm. Action figures to just random knickknacks that have some sort of tie into the game are normally thrown in for some exuberant extra cost. To honestly, just lay on the shelves and probably never be touched again. In the case of the European PC and Xbox versions of the 2008 Call of Duty World at War Collector's Edition, the package included a metallic-style box, a small flyer, a copy of the game, and a period-accurate looking canteen. Now, you're probably wondering, hey Vince, what's so strange about this? Well, nothing really, until you look at the canteen just a little bit closer. First, this canteen was essentially a metal paperweight, as the top cannot be removed, yet some people did try, and with a lot of force, it potentially can be removed. But even if you did have the strength to remove the non-removable lid, the inside of the canteen contained lead. Yes, that is right. Call of Duty sold to consumers a lead-filled, non-usable canteen, which sold to PC gamers for a cool $69.99 and for Xbox $79.99. Adjusted for inflation, that's $104.69 for PC and $119.62 for Xbox. Premium lead. I guess one thing positive about this is you can say that they really stuck to that period correctness of lead usage. Now sit back and immerse yourself in some lead canteen water from your World at War flask. Yum. Now, if I wanted to mention every single product in extreme detail, this video would most likely be an hour long, if not longer. I just wanted to stick what I thought were the most funny and outright strange things that I could honestly find. That being said, here are some fast mentions of some strange things that I found, but I didn't think were worth mentioning in extreme detail in the whole Call of Duty universe. For the release of Call of Duty Black Ops 4, a special fridge was made in the form of the zombie Juggernog machine, which now sells online for anywhere between $300 for a broken one, all the way up to $2,000 for a complete set. Moving on, Call of Duty Cologne. The information about this product is very, very limited. All I could find is that it was released for Call of Duty Warzone under the name Pocket Perfume and produced by John Player Special Perfumes. Now the question is, what does it smell like? According to people from the Call of Duty Reddit, they have stated that, quote, smells like BO, while another mentioned that it smells like a mix of sweat and the butter people use to lube up players' lower halves so they can slide cancel for 10 minutes, then lose their first gunfight and complain about aim assist. Whatever that means. And I cannot confirm or deny this, but another stated that it's illegal in 9 countries. It's quite pungent, and it smells like pure gasoline. And lastly, quote, repellent for women, question mark. Okay, now for a fast round. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 EXT Copper Contrast Sunglasses. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare plus Modern Warfare Remastered Best Buy pre-order bonus socks. Call of Duty Drone. Call of Duty Nicki Minaj. For the release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, they produced a Prestige Edition. This edition, unlike others, is one of the more rare versions of the Call of Duty franchise. An article from Yahoo Money in 2009 stated in an interview with Infinity Ward's Robert Bowling that, quote, only one set of individually numbered Prestige Editions will be produced, end quote, though retail chains have requested that the developer to create even more prestigious units. When it comes to the legitimacy of the rarity of this edition will definitely come into question later on. What came with the Prestige Edition is as follows. First, you got Modern Warfare 2 for the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3, a steel book with a metallic finish, an art book, a game manual, and an online token to download the game. Lastly, the holy grail of it all is the original Call of Duty night vision goggles that are capable of seeing up to 50 feet, and a collector's stand to hold your goggles that are individually numbered. Now, you're probably wondering if they actually work. Well, in an article from 2009 Wired magazine, it stated that the user flipped off their porch driveway lights and toggled the power screen with the screen sitting no further than 4 inches from their eyes, and they could see everything plain as day. Another article from a N4G magazine stated that in ambient light, 50% ambient light, 20% ambient light, and in the complete dark, in all those conditions, the goggles worked perfectly. Now, both articles did go on to state that these will definitely not be an actual replacement for some legitimate night vision goggles, but from a plastic collector's item from a Call of Duty Special Edition, I will have to say it's still pretty impressive. Now, how much did this sell for? Well, in 2009, $150. Adjusted for inflation, that's $224.25. They now sell online for anywhere between $50 all the way up to a complete sealed set for almost $500. The legitimacy of the rarity of these items is questionable. The reason I say this is because on the little placard where the numbers are placed for the individual number, there are some photos with 6 digits and some photos with 5, meaning that this edition could have been sold to 10,000 people. It also could have been sold to 300,000 plus people. We really just don't know, as this information is not public. Coming off the latest success of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, with the new release of 2019's Call of Duty Modern Warfare, they set to bring a nostalgic touchback to one of its most coveted special editions. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare Dark Edition was only available for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and it came with Call of Duty Modern Warfare the game, a steelbook. Also in-game, you received a tactical knife, 3 operator packs which were titled All Gillied Up, Crew Expendable, and Warpig, and last but not least, another pair of night vision goggles, and a display stand for those night vision goggles. Now, you're probably wondering, hey Vince, didn't you already just show us a pair of these? What's the difference? Well, first off, the price went for $200, which adjusted for inflation is $250 today. Another massive difference between these ones and the last ones is these ones looked, honestly, a lot more appealing. They were also advertised as completely functional. Quote, a functional, wearable set of night vision goggles allowing you to see up to 65 feet or 20 meters in complete darkness, end quote. Well, in this case, that really wasn't that true. Although they looked like the night vision goggles from Modern Warfare, that's where the similarities pretty much stop. First, instead of using actual true night vision, they're essentially just cameras with the infrared filter removed, relying on an infrared spotlight for illumination. Because of this, the video has a limited frame rate, some motion blur, and lastly, a narrow field of view. Even though it looks like there are 4 viewing tubes, only one of them actually works. The front-facing tube on the left is the real camera. The other front-facing tube is just the infrared light, and the 2 on the outside are fake. Lastly, on top of the limited field of view, the image has a slight fisheye effect, like it's zoomed out a bit. This messes with depth perception and can be extremely uncomfortable or even nauseating for use after a long time. So, to wrap this all up, they basically sold you a worse version of a product that's more expensive than the original one, with a cooler looking shell and an added feature that causes nausea. Nice. But hey, like I said, most of these just lay on the shelves and probably will be never touched again. So, take it as it is. Anyway, that's it. From federally charged criminals to allegedly illegal fragrances, Call of Duty has done it all. Well, that's all I have for you today, and I hope you really enjoyed this video, and please recommend me some other brands you would like for me to really just dig through the trash about next time. Until then, follow me on Twitch, and do not forget to subscribe. See ya!